Hello, everybody. Welcome to Gilbert, Iowa. Pat Starr here with Jen Stormeyer. I have no idea what this looks like on the screen because I cannot get the camera to work. So we're trying it through the laptop camera. Sorry for that delay. We're doing a little work on this to make this get a little bit better. Everything worked fine last night, and Jen Stormeyer had the awesome idea. She told me to leave everything set up and not mess with it. And I decided I should take it home and take it out of the heat and reset it up again today, and it did not work. So my apologies. Once again, Pat Starr here with Jen Stormeyer in the booth with me as we're broadcasting the now bottom of the second inning of tonight's game between the Gilbert Tigers and the Carlisle Wildcats. Once again, my humble apologies for not being able to get that going. I battled a long time with different cords and different cameras and everything else, unable to make that work. So we are facing the Carlisle Wildcats. I think they're number 5 in the state. So working on that right now, and I can see that I'm a little high up on the screen, so I'm going to bring that down. So the score is 4-0. Carlisle got 2 in the top of the first and 2 in the second. And now the Tigers batting. Here in the bottom of 2, trailing 4-0 in this game against the Wildcats. Tigers will play on Thursday night at home against Knoxville. First out of the inning there. I think the camera looks like it's got a pretty good view.
Now batting first baseman, Lawrence Sneezik.
So my number is 515-450-7512 if you have suggestions down the video, but I'm just playing it off the laptop, and it looks like it's got a decent view of third and first. We always lose that third base side behind the dugout, so you can't really see the line all the way down there. So we're trying to position you to get most of the field. So fouled off by Lawrence Sneezik up at the plate right now. And I'll get all the lineup stuff going here again. Once again, apologies for the setup. Just could not get the camera to display. And should have cut my losses earlier and gone to the laptop camera, but I chose not to in the hopes of getting the regular one working. So 4-0, Carlisle Wildcats up over the Gilbert Tigers. Here as the Tigers play their last home game of the season during the regular season, and they will host a game against Knoxville on Thursday night. Cut. Swing and a miss there.
Sneezik out on strikes.
As Lawrence Sneezik is out on strikes.
Tigers, the DP, CC Hart.
That will bring up the designated player tonight, CC Hart. CC hit the ball well last night. So I need to get a full lineup change. I had the lineup from last night. Good cut by CC. Carlisle is very, very good on the season. Jen Stormeyer just sharing me the stats of them. They have a number of young ladies batting over 400. So they are as tough. And the Tigers doing a decent job here of keeping them off the board in the first and second. Couple runs. Wildcats got 2. There's a hit by Cece. That's going to get into right field. Nice job by Cece heading for first, and she'll get there. Nice job by Cece Hart. Ground ball single to the right field side.
Hart single. Now batting number 9, London Hibbing.
That'll bring up London Hibbing out in right field for the Tigers tonight with Cece on first base. So 2 down for the Tigers. Here as they bat in the bottom of the second. Down 4-0 to the Carlisle Wildcats. And see the Tigers can get one punched in here. Hibbing, good hit, goes right to the pitcher off the glove. Hibbing might be able to beat it out. Heads there, no, good play by the shortstop. 6-3 on the putout, able to pick that up off the glove of the pitcher and get Hibbing at first base. So the Tigers get no runs on one hit. They leave one on base.
Tigers scored no runs on one hit, leave one on base.
So their score
in the top of the third, Brown, Heidemann, and Sears
is 4-0 Wildcats up over the Tigers. Now we'll go get the starting lineups from Jen here and be right back to recap those for you. And back again with you. So we're running down the Tigers starting lineup, which we missed because of my delay. Zoe Jones, Sammy Johnson, Katie Sneezick, Clara Newton.
Leading off, Wildcat pitcher Logan Brown.
Number lateral is at first base with Lexi Lauren Sneezick coming in for her. Evie Christensen, Cece Hart, London Hibbing, Olivia Lateral, and Jazzy Galing. Actually, let me get to tonight's lineup instead of that. So Carlisle has Chloe Rowling out in center field. Looks like Stella Bowman is batting for her.
Now batting number 43, Mira Heidemann.
Elena Freeman, Claire Benson, Logan Brown, Mira Heidemann, Addison Sears, Ella Smith, Mallory Stoosman, and Mally Stoner. And their designated player out in left field is Alyssa. Looks like Egnor, and I'm going to grab that. Egnor? Egnor, okay. Alyssa Egnor in left field. Once again for the Tigers, it's Zoe Jones, Sammy Johnson, Katie Sneezick, Clara Newton, Lauren Sneezick, Cece Hart, London Hibbing, Jazzy Galing, Rain Danny on the mound, and Evie Christensen at third base. So Heidemann able to get on.
Heidemann saving first. Now batting right fielder Addison Sears.
Off the deflection, that will bring up right fielder Addison Sears with one down and Heidemann on first base as the Wildcats bat here in the top of three. The pitch from Danny. Sears squares the bunt, pulls back, high inside pitch for ball one. Once again on the mound for the Tigers is Rain Danny. Behind the plate is Katie Sneezick. Pitch bounds away, and Heidemann will go to second. At first base is Lauren Sneezick. Second base is Jazzy Galing. Third base is Evie Christensen. Shortstop is Sammy Johnson. Left field, Clara Newton. Center field, Zoe Jones. Right field, London Hibbing. And the designated player for the Tigers is Cece Hart. Once again, standing in for the Wildcats right now is right fielder Addison Sears. With Heidemann in second base and one down for the Wildcats as they bat here in the top of three, up 4-0 over the Gilbert Tigers. Ball comes inside. On deck is Ella Smith, the third baseman for the Wildcats. And the pitch, there's a good pitch by Danny. In there for a strike, so the count goes full, 3-2 with one out. Glancing over at the Tiger scoreboard, the baseball guys are up 5-4.
That could be wrong.
That could be wrong, evidently. Ball hit out into left center field. That is going to score Heidemann. She's coming around from second. And Sears will be in at second with a stand-up double. Oh, I got you. So it is 5-4, but Janet's telling me we're doing a doubleheader from a makeup game.
Doubles bringing in Heidemann. Now batting Ella Smith.
So it's possible because they are already at inning 7 over there, and it is 5-4 the home team. Just the question is the home team Gilbert or the Carlisle Wildcats? So one run in here in the third, and a run around second. Danny comes inside. He goes off the foot of Ella Smith. And the runner has to go back on the hit by a pitch. We used to call that wearing the pitch back in the day. There's no need for Ella to move. She just took that. Didn't try to avoid it. Was hit by the pitch. So she'll be at first base with Sears at second base. And at the plate now is the catcher, Mallory Stoosman. Should be followed by Mally Stoner. And then we'll go to the top of the order for the Wildcats. Once again, Tigers down 5-0 here as the Wildcats bat in the third. Good pitch by Danny. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. So 1-1-1 and 2 on base on first and second with 1 run in so far in this third inning. Danny on the mound. Pitching to Katie Sneezick. Pitch goes out, hit well up into the gap. That's going to score a runner from second. The throw's going to go to third, and they get the tag on. And nice slide by Smith as she came in on the inside part of the bag. So Stoosman in at second. Base hit and goes to second on the throw to third. And the run does score. Heidemann comes in. Sears comes in from second base.
Number 2, Miley Stoner.
So Heidemann has come in. Sears has come in. So the Wildcats with 2 runs in each of the first 3 innings so far. Batting in the third, second and third. Good pitch by Danny. To jump in front on the count. 0-1 with 1 out and runners on second and third. As Miley Stoner, the first baseman, stands in against Danny. Puts on the ground towards third. Knocked down by Evie. And not able to make the play. So a 1 run will score.
Smith into score. Now batting.
Ella Smith in with Stoosman going
Number
to,
28,
well, actually
Chloe
Stoosman's
Rowland.
runner. Just number 32, if I didn't know who that is. Stoosman's designated runner is on third base, with Stoner now on first base. With 1 down, I'm assuming Stoner's going to go. And ball gets away. So first and third, runners at the corner for the Wildcats. Tigers are in to cut off this run, trying to keep this thing under 8. Bunt goes down by the leadoff hitter, Chloe Rolling. So runners in the corners. 3 runs in for the Wildcats so far here in the third inning. They're up 7-0. Emmy Danny on the mound with Katie Sneesick behind the plate. And at the bat is Chloe Rolling for the Wildcats. Ground ball. Goes to first. Trying to go back to home. Couldn't quite make the play there. They get the out at first base, though, but a run will score. That was close. Good opportunity. Nice try by Lawrence Sneesick to go back to Katie at the plate. And the runner able to score, and then the runner moves up to third. So
Oates into score. And now batting the shortstop, Olivia
the
Freeman.
Wildcats are up 8-0. They have 4 in here in the top of the third with a runner on third base. And batting is Alina Freeman. Rolling is out, but gets an RBI fielder's choice. Pitch comes in from Danny. Nice ball. Strikes 1-1 is the count. Tigers have Lauren Sneesick at first base. Jazzy Gilling at second. Fouled off by Freeman. Avery Christensen at third base. Sammy Johnson at shortstop. Out in left field, they have Clara Newton. In center field, they have Zoe Jones. And out in right field, they have London Hibbing. Ground ball goes to short. Knocked down, throw across the diamond is not in time. And she'll beat that out. Ball goes to Sammy Johnson. Sammy knocks it down. Sends it across there. And Freeman able to beat it out. Which will bring up
first, now batting, DP Claire Benson.
the designated player, Claire Benson, batting as the Wildcats have gone up 9-0 here in the third. Ripped down the third baseline, foul ball. Just outside Christensen's reach on the line, drive down the line with 2 outs now, the Tigers. 0-1 the count. Claire Benson at the plate with Freeman at first base. And 5 runs in. Tigers did a nice job of limiting the damage in the first and second inning, holding them to just 2. Now the Wildcats kind of coming to pass. There's the throw down. Nice ball. Really good throw by Katie Sneesick right on the bag. But good jump by Freeman, and she is in with a stolen base at second base. So now Benson batting with runners in scoring position at the second base. Drives one out to left field, deep. And Claire Newton is there to pull it in. But not before the Wildcats get 5 here in the top of the third to take a 9-0 lead over the Tigers.
Benson flies out to Newton in left field to bring it into the top of the third. Wildcats score 5 runs on 2 hits, leave 1 on base. First up
Just
for the
2
Tigers.
runs, 2 hits,
In the
I'm
bottom
sorry,
of the third, Gailing, Danny, and Jones.
for the Wildcats. A couple hit by pitchers, or one hit by batter, or hit by pitch, and a couple of errors, and he's got to settle in there. Wildcats are a very good team. Can't give them too many opportunities up there. They are able to get ahead here. So see what the Tigers can do. See if they get those bats going. Get a run or 2 back to kind of reduce the deficit from 9 to maybe 7. Just getting a couple runs across the plate and keep the game going. Once again, the Tigers starters is Rain Danny on the mound. Katie Sneezik behind the plate, catcher. Out at first base is Lauren Sneezik. Second base is Jazzy Galen. Third base, Abby Christensen. Shortstop is Sammy Johnson. Out in left field is Claire Newton. Out in center field is Zoe Jones. And in right field is London Hibbing. And the Tigers' designated player tonight
Thank you to Brett
is
Johnson
Cece
for
Hart.
that song request. Now batting the second baseman, Jazzy Gailing.
So that'll bring up number 19, second baseman Jazzy Galen. She'll be followed by number 11, pitcher Rain Danny. And the Tigers will go to the top of the order in Zoe Jones after that. Third and first. We always lose that third base side. Hitting the ground towards second base. Good speed, but 4-3 on the putout for the Wildcats. That'll bring up Rain Danny. See if Rain can help her own cause here as she bats in the bottom of the third for the Gilbert Tigers. Tigers down 9-0. And the pitch. Danny lays off, a call strike on the outside corner. On deck is Zoe Jones for the Tigers. And the pitch. Danny fouls it off on the right side. And Zoe's on deck and Sammy Johnson in the hole. So Danny gets a piece of that one. 0-2 is the count with 1 out. Gilbert is in the same district with Carlisle. Nice hit by Danny to third base, but picked up and thrown across for the 5-3 putout. And that'll bring up Zoe Jones as the Tigers bat here in the bottom of the third. So Tigers play Knoxville first.
Zoe Jones.
And if they're able to beat Knoxville at home here on Thursday night, they would go to Grinnell most likely, as long as Grinnell wins. And then Carlisle waits on the other side. So Tigers, I think, are the 3 seed, Grinnell the 2 seed. Carlisle is the 1 seed in that district. Tigers went down to Carlisle here not too long ago, and Carlisle able to pull out an 8-0 victory down there. It is 9-0 here. Baseball and softball, funny sports though. You get something going. Anything can happen on a given night. See if Zoe can get the Tigers started. Ball goes outside. Blocked by the catcher, kept in front of her. So 1-1 the count with 2 outs on the Tigers. And Zoe Jones in the box with Sammy Johnson on deck. Pitching for the Wildcats is Logan Brown. Ball high. And behind the plate is Mallory Stuesman. Out at first base, they have Mally Stoner. At second base, they have Myra Heidemann. Shortstop, they have Alina Freeman. And at third base, they have Ella Smith. And the pitch from Logan Brown. Outside. So Jones now ahead in the count 3-1 with 2 outs. Out in the outfield, they have Alyssa Eganor in left field, Chloe Rowling in center field, and Addison Sears in right field. And the pitch. And ball 4. So nice job by Jones being patient up there at the plate, forcing Brown to throw strikes.
Jones is walked. Now batting shortstop, Sammy Johnson.
And that will bring up Sammy Johnson with Jones on first. And 2 down for the Tigers here as they bat in the bottom of the third, trying to cut into a 9-0 deficit. And we'll see what Sammy can do. Katie Sneezik on deck and Claire Newton in the hole. Fouled straight back by Sammy Johnson. And the pitch underway. Jones is going, and she's underneath it. Good throw and good tag, but nice job by Zoe Jones. Goes head first with the stolen base to get over to second base and get into scoring position. Good throw there. Just like Katie Sneezik has a number of good throws down at second tonight. Mallory Struzman right there, but nice job by Zoe Jones. Good speed. Good head first dive into second base to make it. See what Sammy can do. And the called strike outside corner at the letters. And the call goes against Johnson, so that'll be a strikeout, and that will be the end of the third inning. Tigers do get
Tigers score no runs on no hits, leave 1 on base.
Base on balls. They leave 1 on for the Tigers. So Zoe Jones able to work him for a walk and get on base. But she is left stranded, so 1 left on base for the Tigers. Who's pitching? It's number 13, I think. Is that Michaela Nissen? I guess if that's the number she has, 13. You know, they get. We're trying to figure out. We do have a pitching change. Rain Danny is done after 3 innings. It looks like it might be Michaela Nissen. We're trying to make sure.
Lineup changes for the Tigers. Now pitching number 13, Michaela Nissen. At second base will be number 11, Rain Danny.
So Rain goes into second base. And Michaela Nissen comes in to pitch for the Tigers. Pulling up the pitching stats. I don't see anything from Michaela on the year. Clara Newton has thrown the bulk of the innings for the Tigers this year. Cece's thrown a bit, Rain Danny's thrown a little bit, Allie Wibholm has thrown a bit, and Emma Lateral has thrown a little bit. The Wildcats, as we said, have Logan Brown on the mound. She's pitched in 21 games. Mallory Stoner has pitched in 25. They're 13-4 and 12-4 each.
Brown.
So Logan Brown is up now. The ERA for Malley is 2.29. And the ERA for Logan Brown is 2.44. So very, very even in their matching. And this is Logan Brown at the plate for the Wildcats as they bat in the 4th. Up 9-0. Nissen's pitch comes inside and goes back to the backstop. That makes sense. Allie Wibholm. That would make, she's pitched before on bound. So we're looking here. We think it might be Wibholm. They had the numbers a little bit off the other night on me too. But that would make sense. That you probably know her better, Jen. It's probably Allie Wibholm. We think it's Allie Wibholm. She's number 10 in bound. That would make sense to me. So Allie Wibholm on the mound. And that makes some sense because she has thrown before in a few games. 1 game started. So Rain Danny goes 3 innings and gives up 9 runs. I don't know, not a lot of those were earned. And now the Tigers standing in with Logan Brown at the plate. Should be followed by Myra Heidemann. So 3 balls, 1 strike. As Allie Wimholm takes the mound for the Tigers. Her battery mate is Katie Sneezik. Lauren Sneek is out at first base. And the pitch. Nice job. Good glove by Wimholm. Gets the 1-3 put out. Really quick reaction.
Brown thrown out by the Tiger pitcher. Correction is Allie Wimholm, not Michaela Nissen. Now batting second baseman, Mira Heidemann.
So Allie Wimholm with the put out. 1-3. Wimholm to Sneezik. Got a chance to correct our discussion. I misled Jen here by looking at the number. Jenna's my hero. She knows everybody's name, and she knows and can tell anybody. We were watching baseball last night, and she was telling me, oh, I know who's at first base. I'm like, how do you know that? Because I know by the way he stands. I'm like, so Jenna's my hero. I am terrible with names, and I'm terrible by noticing and seeing somebody's at. So good rip there by Heidemann. Good pitch by Wimholm. Let's continue around the horn here for the Tigers. Allie Wimholm on the mound. Katie Sneezik behind the plate. Lauren Sneezik at first base. Rain Danny now in for Jazzy Galen at second base. So basically, actually, Wimholm came in for Galen. And Danny, who was in already, just moved to second base. Brought in Allie Wimholm off the bench. Over at third base, we have Evie Christensen. At shortstop, we have Sammy Johnson. On left field is Clara Newton. Good pitch by Wimholm. Out in center field, we have Zoe Jones. And in right field, we have Lauren Hibbing. London Hibbing. Thank you. See, I try to do this from memory. They just can't get good help nowadays. Another ground ball towards the center. Nice glove. Good range by Danny. Able to keep it in the infield. That's a nice job by Hibbing. The Wildcats have been putting everything right up the middle. Hibbing got that first one.
Sears with an infield single. Now batting number 18, Ella Smith.
So Sneezik is motioning to Hibbing to come up a little bit out there in right field. Pitch goes just outside. So Allie Wimholm is an 8th grader along with Rain Danny playing here. Wimholm has started 1 game. Pitched 2 innings. Gave up a couple of runs. And on the mound again now against the Wildcats. Ground ball goes towards third. Kind of a seeing eye hit. Goes all the way out to the outfield. Throw's going to come home. Strong arm by Newton coming in. Sneezik went out to catch that. I thought the ball hit her in the helmet, but Sneezik came away with the ball in her glove. That's what I thought. So how is she not? Oh, I see. So he's saying the umpire is saying that Sneezik did not give her a patch to the plate. So the run does score to put the Wildcats up 10-0 here in the 4th.
Now batting will be number, thank you. I got 7, that's all I could get. 27, Alyssa Eganor.
So Alyssa Eganor is at the plate. So Alyssa Eganor is batting now. She was the designated player. And so the Tigers have on the mound, getting all this thing, Allie Wimholm. And so now coming in is 55. I don't know who 55 is. See if I can. Marcella Krambeck is now in. Marcella Krambeck batting for the Wildcats. Once again, the Tigers with Wimholm on the mound. Allie Wimholm behind the plate, Katie Sneezik. First base, Lauren Sneezik. Second base, Rain Danny. Third base, Evie Christensen. Shortstop Sammy Johnson, left field Clara Newton. Center field is Zoe Jones.
Now batting number 55, Marcella Cranberry.
And out in right field is London Hibbing. So runners on second and third for the Wildcats with one down, 1 ball, no strikes, with one run in here in the fourth. As the Wildcats try to add to a 10-0 lead. Called strike at the letters. As Cranbeck is at the plate for the Wildcats with runners on second and third. Pitch goes towards short. Throw will go to first. Goes wide, though. There's the tag. And they did get her at home on the tag. Thought that might have popped free out of her glove as she did the tag, but she was able to keep control of it and get the tag and get the out. So now batting for the Wildcats is Amari La Follette Brown.
Trying to score. And now batting number 19, Amari La Follette Brown.
So Amari is senior. Amari La Follette Brown. All right, so batting for the Wildcats is Amari. And takes a strike. So 2 down for the Wildcats. The runner was safe at first base. But they're able to throw the runner out trying to score from third base to get the second out of the inning. So runner on first. 2 runs in and 1 runner thrown out at the plate to make 2 outs. 0-1 the count on Amari. Oh, good throw down by Sneezik. Good cut by Amari. As the Wildcats bat here in the top of the fourth. They got 2 in the first, 2 in the second, 5 in the third, and 2 so far here in the fourth with 2 outs. 0-2 the count and a run around first. And the pitch from Wibholm. Throw goes down. With the steal then. The Wildcats now have a runner on second base. That is Marcella Cranbeck with the steal to get in scoring position. As Amari swings, hits towards second. Glove by Danny, goes to first, and they get the out 4-3 to end the inning, but not before the Wildcats get 2 more to go up 11-0 here in the top of 4. Tigers will come to bat.
Grounds out to Danny to bring it into the fourth inning. Wildcats scored 2 runs on 3 hits, leave 1 on base. First up for the Tigers in the bottom of the fourth, Sneezik, Newton, and Sneezik.
So we just went through these numbers last night, and since Jen has the photographic memory, she's going to remind me we're at 11-0. If we don't score, we're done. So it's 10-4, and they have 11. So we went through this last night. If you get it with little greater than signs, and which way is the mouth facing, little Pac-Man. So the Pac-Man's facing the wrong way right now for the Tigers. So it's 11-0. If you are ahead by 10 or more after 4, at the end of the home half of the fourth, the game is over. And if you're ahead by 8 or more after 5, it is also over. So the Tigers did that last night. They were ahead by 9 after 5, and that ended the game there. So right now the Tigers are on the wrong end of it. They got to score at least 2.
Leading off for the Tigers, catcher Katie Sneezik.
To push this into a 5th inning, and then they'll have to get another couple there to cut it down below 8. Tigers down 11. Wildcats with 2 in the first, 2 in the second, 5 in the third, and 2 in the fourth to take an 11-0 lead over the Tigers. And Tigers will need to get things popping here in the bottom of this fourth if they want to extend this game. Sneezik right back at the mound, though. Quickly gloved by Logan Brown, and the out. Hit hard by Sneezik, but just gloved immediately by Logan.
Sneezek grounds out to Brown.
So 1-3 on the putout.
Tiger left fielder, Clara Newton.
And with that, we will go to Clara Newton, left fielder for the Tigers. On deck, his designated player, Cece Hart. And in the hole is right fielder London Hibbing. Pitch ripped by. Nice job by Newton. That's going to go. No, didn't get through. Nice job of knocking it down by the center fielder. Base hit for Clara Newton. She's aboard with one down in the fourth. Nice job by the center fielder. Glove that. That gets by her glove. We would have gotten a stand-up double. So designated runner coming in for.
And to run will be number 25, Aubrey Johnson.
So Aubrey Johnson
At the plate, number 17,
coming in to
Lauren
run
Sneezek.
for Clara Newton. So Aubrey Johnson on first base with one out. And coming up to bat is Lauren Sneezek, first baseman for the Tigers tonight. And on deck is Cece Hart, the designated player, with Clara Newton in the form of Aubrey Johnson at first base. So Aubrey, and the pitch, hit down the third base line, drops in, foul ball. Good hustle by the third baseman and left fielder, both giving chase. Good job by Sneezek. Put that ball in play. 0-1 the count, one out. And Aubrey Johnson running for Clara Newton on first base. Logan Brown on the mound. And her pitch. Going is Aubrey. See if she can get there, and she is there easily. Nice job by Aubrey Johnson. Good speed, good jump by Aubrey. Gets to second base in scoring position. So that was a ball outside and high on Sneezek. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, and 1 on. Aubrey Johnson on second base. Lauren Sneezek batting here in the bottom of 4. Fouls it off down the third base line. Got to get quick wrist here for Lauren Sneezek to catch up with that. Good job by Sneezek as she battles. Has fouled off 2 down that third baseline. If you get through a little bit quicker, see if she can bring in Aubrey Johnson. And the pitch. Good eye. Nice job by Sneezek backing off, laying off that high outside pitch. Good pitch by Logan Brown, giving her nothing too good there. With a 1-2 count way ahead, knew that she could work it, try to draw Lauren into a swing, and Lauren did not bite. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Aubrey Johnson on second base, running for Clara Newton. Ground ball goes to second. Aubrey's going to go to third. 4-3 on the putout, though. So 2 outs now with Aubrey at third. The Tigers need to get 2 in to push this game into the next inning. Cece Hart has been swinging the bat really well.
Sneezek grounds out. Now batting the DP, Cece Hart.
I like Jen's prediction. Jen Schnormeyer predicting Cece Hart's going to put 1 out. As hard as Logan Brown is pitching, this actually will carry a long ways. One of the great things when you're facing a pitcher that throws hard is if you put the bat on the ball, that ball's going to fly. So I like our chances here. Aubrey Johnson at third base. Cece Hart at the plate. On deck is London Hibbing. And the pitch. Ripped into center field. That's going to score a run, though. So Tigers still alive. Aubrey Johnson will score from third. Cece Hart, nice ground ball, base hit up the middle. And it is now a 10-run lead, 11-1. And we'll see if they're going to have a runner. Yep, they're going to get some.
Hart single.
Nice job by Cece Hart.
Johnson. And to run, number 12, Evie Christensen.
So Evie Christensen is
number 9,
the runner
London
for
Hibbing.
Cece Hart. So Cece does the batting. Evie does the running. Well, we're interested to see if Sneezek is aggressive again. Coach Sneezek, Coach Daisy Sneezek, and getting Evie Christensen over to second base. She's thrown out. You're out of the inning and out of the game, but if she gets to second base, that puts her in position for a base hit for Hibbing to score her. So we'll see what the Tigers choose to do. London Hibbing at the bat. Jazzy Galing on deck and Rain Danny in the hole. Fouled off by London Hibbing. Brown is throwing hard, but the Tigers, when they're making contact, are hitting hard balls back the other way. So let's see if London can get around on this. Quick hands. Hands first through and then follow. And the pitch. Oh, good cut. Good pitch, though. Logan Brown throwing the fastball outside and high. And Tigers down potentially to their final strike of the game. 0-2 the count, 2 outs, 1 on first. And 1 run in, 11-1, Wildcats up over the Tigers. Tigers able to punch 1 in with London Hibbing at the bat. And Evie Christensen at first base running for CC Hart. And the pitch, he goes up high again, and Hibbing makes the cut. Can't track it down. And that will be it as the Carlisle Wildcats come in here to Gilbert, Iowa. And the Tigers softball complex.
For the Wildcats, they scored 11 runs
and able to pull out the victory. They win 11-1.
On 3 hits, left 3 on base. Thanks everybody for coming out tonight. Tiger fans, we'll see you back here Thursday night. First round playoff game against Knoxville.
So we will play again on Thursday night.
We'll see you next time.
And we will have broadcasting. I will make sure, one way or the other, hopefully this looked okay as far as using the laptop camera. That's not quite as clear as the other one. But what I will do on Thursday when we're broadcasting, if I cannot get the other camera to work, we will cut my losses early and make sure that we are camera on from the beginning of the game moving forward. So the Wildcats scored 2 in the first, 2 in the second, 5 in the third, and 2 more in the fourth to go up 11-0. Tigers do come back and battle back with 1 run in the bottom to make it 11-1. 1 more would have extended this game at least into the 5th inning. So the Wildcats, one of the top teams, top 5 teams, I think, in Class 4A here, are on the other side of the bracket from the Tigers in that sub-state pairing as the Tigers do their best to make it to the state tournament. They will play a home game against Knoxville on Thursday. If they win that game, the next match would probably be against Grinnell. They'll be favored in their matchup. And then the other side of the bracket is Carlisle. And that's what the Tigers would have to do in order to advance to the state tournament. So your final score again here from Gilbert, Iowa. The Gilbert Tigers 1, the Carlisle Wildcats 11. Wildcats with the victory. My thanks as always for all your support of Tiger Athletics. This is Pat Starr signing off for Jen Starmeyer. Once again, final score, Wildcats 11, Tigers 1.